Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the vlog. This would happen to be the last time in 2019 that I'm going to come to you and say all the baby ball pythons hatched from the last clutch that we cut. Remember, this was actually a yellow-bellied female bred to a Woma lesser pin male, but it turned out that there was actually a Fire B as well in there because it was a dual father clutch. So some interesting results. I want to show you what we have here. Of course, this would be a Woma pin. So we know the male on this one was the Woma lesser pinstripe because it's a pinstripe and it's a Woma. No other genes in this one, ironically enough, but nevertheless, that's good. And then this one was actually the all-gene animal from that breeding, which was the Woma lesser pinstripe yellow belly. It's an absolute ripper. I absolutely love it. And it seems like that might have been the last animal fathered in this clutch by that male, although this one is just a yellow belly. Theoretically, we don't know who the father is because it just looks like a clone of the mother, if you get what I mean. The other three animals that were in this clutch, the other four animals that hatched in this clutch were actually fathered by the second male, of course, which was a Fire Bee, which is a fire, a pastel, and a spider. And this is just a little bumblebee right here, which is just a pastel and a spider ball python. Really cool looking snake. And when I cut this clutch originally, I cut this animal and I thought it might be a Woma ball python. I was like, that's a really weird looking Woma ball python. And then later in the clutch, we figured out that it was a dual father clutch. Happened to be a spider and a yellow belly, of course, fathered by the Fire Bee. And then this animal here, which is just a pastel yellow belly, was actually the animal in the clutch that I was like, wait a second, there's no pastel in a Woma lesser pin or a yellow belly. And I was like, this is a pastel yellow belly. What's going on here? That's when I knew that there was a dual father clutch, and that's kind of how the mystery unfolds every now and then. And then finally, this is the all-gene animal with the Fire Bee and the yellow belly. So it's a fire, it's a pastel, it's a spider, and it's a yellow belly. And I tell you what, that is one gorgeous snake. This was the last snake of 2019 that we cut, and we ended on a pretty good note, guys. An all-gene animal and a really gorgeous one at that. So although I'm very sad that we're done cutting eggs and showing you baby snakes, we have so much in store. Obviously, the expansion of the Reptarium, we've got the breeding season, we've got so many amazing things, we've got travel, adventure. It's going to be an absolute ripper of a year for sure. So nevertheless, the last time I'm going to be showing you 2019 babies, but hey, it was a great year, wasn't it? And again, I'm super bummed that we're done with 2019, but I'm super excited about 2020. And as a matter of fact, I know someone that's really excited about it as well.
Very last snake egg of the year.
Ryan, it's the very last snake egg clutch of the year.
And it said bizarre results.
Bizarre results?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Ryan. Ryan's gonna be so excited, and so am I.
Yeah.
I wonder what the clutch is. It python clutches?
I'm not sure. We're gonna find out when we get back though.
I think he has one python clutch left.
Are you excited?
Oh yeah.
Thank you guys for sending that video in. Trust me, you guys remember I vlogged waking up from surgery, so you get a little bit loopy when you have the medicine in you. Regardless, I got a good laugh. I hope you guys did as well. Holy moly, I was just walking by and saw Ivy. Oh my God, it's cool to see her up at the front of the cage. She doesn't come up to the front that often, but she looks absolutely incredible. Of course, she shed just a few days ago, and she is absolutely stunning. I mean, look at this animal. Again, I talked about that big enclosure I'm gonna build her at the new Reptarium expansion. I cannot wait for that, a water feature. Big area, let her get big, let her get a couple 100 pounds. I think for Thanksgiving, there's a chance I might feed Ivy and Lucy a really big meal. I mean, we tried last year, it didn't work out. I've gotten another idea that's a little bit different. Let me know in the comments if you guys are excited about that and you want to give a Thanksgiving dinner to Ivy and Lucy. Regardless, I just have to pull her out because she is unbelievably stunning. Obviously, we're getting into the breeding season when it comes to the pythons down here, and Mary now has gotten that opportunity now that Kelsey is gone. And the thing is that breeding is all about being attentive, you know, doing things consistently and not skipping stuff. So I know that you're really attentive, so I know you're going to be good. And really what I always tell people is that with pythons and boas, really, you know, in particular ball pythons, it's about three different things. You know, you basically have food, follicles, and copulation. But we want to also keep track of like the old things that are going on. You know, take for instance, this is a female here. This is a het clown that's bred to an albino clown, and she didn't produce last year. And we can kind of see last year she was bred on 118. She had 5 millimeters pretty much all the way through, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere she pumped up to like 16 millimeters. But then she fell off at 5 millimeters. And what basically happened is we only had one breeding at 5 millimeters, which is kind of low, but sometimes you can use like that 5 millimeter jumping off. So if you get a male in, sometimes copulation can And I know I'm making things confusing, but the point is sometimes you can get the females to start producing follicles through copulation, but then she actually started to grow right about here, but then she fell off and she went down to 5 millimeters. Now, what I think probably happened was, if you look at the feed records here, she was feeding good all the way through February, which is probably a month or so after this, when she started to grow here. And then in March, she basically fell off and hardly ate, and then she probably reabsorbed her follicles. So I know you're gonna do great. I know there's a lot to absorb. We're gonna have to feed well, get males in with females, mark all the data down, ultrasound a bunch, and we're gonna do awesome.
Yeah,
You
I'm really excited.
I know. I think you'll have a fun time, because you know, Mary's been like cleaning all the babies that we produce. So now that she gets to see the whole process, I think it's going to be a lot of fun for you. You know, there's a lot of kind of reward with the fact that you see copulation, you see ovulation, you see eggs, you see babies, taking it from the start to the finish. So it's going to be a fun year. I'm excited to teach Mary. She's going to be great. I know it, and we are on our way. So this is pretty crazy, guys. You might notice that there's an appendage coming out of Matilda there. That appendage looks to be a tortoise penis. Wow. Now, of course, I'm no genius or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure that female tortoises don't have penises. So I have a feeling that Matilda might actually be a boy. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to talk to a couple of my tortoise people just to see if there's some other explanation for this. And my understanding is male Aldabra tortoises are actually more rare than females. So if Matilda is a boy, it's actually probably a good thing. But I don't know what else it could be, and I have a feeling that that's what Matilda's doing here. Okay, Matilda, what's your name going to be if you're a boy? And while we're talking about Matilda and the tortoises, you know, it's winter time, and last winter it was kind of okay. We had the window over here. It got a little bit cool, but they were all right. But this year, it just is a little bit cooler over here. So what we think we're going to do is we're going to drop this light just a little bit more and actually add a second light to increase the temperature in their enclosure, just because I don't want anything to happen to them. Definitely notice that they're slowing down when it comes to feeding, still doing extremely well with it. But I think I'm going to go ahead and add an additional light just to kind of bump that temperature up just a little bit. Well, although that explosion was a little unexpected, not sure what happened, probably a faulty bulb or something like that. I've got the lights hung. I'm gonna have to go get another bulb to screw it in. But basically, this is just a double shot for these guys so that they can actually get enough heat and they can come over here, bask and stuff like that. And we use vapor bulbs that give off UVB as well. So it's a little bit of an interesting experience there, but nevertheless, clean this place up so there's no glass for the tortoises, obviously. Get a new light bulb, and we should be good to go.
Yeah.
Let's go. So we went to Lions game.
We did do that.
What did you think, man?
Oh man, we're so good. That's what I thought.
Good,
When
huh?
I was watching, I was like, dang, are we good?
We're good, yeah. We're just not as good as the other teams.
Yeah.
That's the problem. We're good, but they're better.
I'm pretty sure I pulled out my stopwatch one time to see how long Dak had in the pocket.
Did you hear that
12
Dak Prescott,
seconds.
they played the Cowboys. Did you hear
Yeah.
he said afterwards, he was like, yeah, it was a really good game for the offensive line. Sometimes I went 2 or 3 times through my progression.
Yeah. Usually, sometimes, most times, I would say, quarterbacks will be lucky to get like through one full progression.
And he did 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, he was just like,
he could have made donuts back there, coffee and donuts.
Yeah. Usually they're like 1, 2, get the ball out, because then they're getting
he's just
hit.
sitting back
No,
there.
he was standing there one time, not even like moving around. He was just standing.
You guys are speaking a different language I wish I knew about. But hey, did you guys see when Grady Simmons, he's twisted his ankle. He's to be out next season. It was over the scrimmage line or something.
I don't even know who are you talking about?
Dude, Lines, number 23. I don't know. I'm just trying. I just want to sound cool like you guys.
What is this?
Wait, is it a turtle?
Oh, it's a sloth!
Oh.
It's a sloth! Someone sent me a sloth.
There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, perfect.
It's a Christmas ornament,
This
right?
is our sloth.
Yeah,
we got it.
No. We got to. Speaking of which, I have something to talk to you about.
Yeah.
What?
What's this?
It's the first tree. Well,
This is the first tree?
It's the second tree.
It's the second
The
tree.
first one's in my office.
You got this too? You got. So we already
I
have
always
two.
have mine, but
Well, this is the first tree of the year, right?
Yes.
So all right, well, make your mark. First tree. Oh, look at that. We got a slot ornament. Oh my God, that is
Perfect.
super cool. Okay. Tree counter. The over-under is probably 10 this year. 10 trees, I would say. We have 2 trees so far.
There you
This
go.
is hardly a tree, though. This is embarrassing.
Are you
That's
kidding?
not embarrassing. That's Charlie Brown
I
Christmas trees.
know.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
It was actually perfect because
It-
Noah
that
was
is
just saying he
perfect.
wanted one.
Well, what's really good is the
sloth.
sloth.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so good. All right. 2 trees down, 8 or 10 to go. Lori, you're never going to believe this. It's about Matilda. I've got some good and bad news.
What?
Matilda is a boy.
What?
Yeah, Matilda's a boy. He had his little wingy wing out.
When?
We just saw it right over here. Matilda was doing the old bumpity bump on the floor.
I don't believe it.
I swear to gosh, I am like 9. The good news is I talked to my buddy Ken and Harkin. He said that male Aldabra tortoises are much more rare than females, and they get like 100 pounds bigger, 100 to 200 pounds bigger. So I think that Matilda is actually not Matilda, or it's a really weird name for a boy turtle, but I think that that's the case. What do you think?
I don't believe you.
You don't believe me? Well, how am I going to prove you wrong?
I guess until I see it, I don't believe it.
Oh my gosh.
And
I
I
got a
hope I
video.
don't see it.
I'll show you a video. She never believes me, but so that's wild, huh?
I'm kind of upset about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because boys are nasty.
Andrew is working on salt and pepper today. Of course, we've got a bunch of food down here, which means our training continues with salt and pepper. Look how chunky Salt is getting. It's really cool, and I think that what's happening now that they're in their own enclosures and that they have kind of that sense of not getting moved around, they're separated out. I mean, you can see Salt is back stationed right at the front. She knows that's where her food is, and that's the thing, you know, he might not immediately respond to the noises that we're making, but what happens is that as we're feeding them and making those noises, they'll start to relate those noises to food, and eventually that's how you train them. So although it's the very beginning of the process, and Salt is doing much better than Pepper is as far as stationing, Pepper seems to be just a little bit more shy. She'll eventually come up and do that as well. So it's just about consistency training. So I think Salt, even as bad as it is right now, still wants some more food. As we're getting ready for brumation, there's a bunch of animals that are just on the cusp that hopefully will breed this year. This is actually a Blair's Phase gray banded king snake, and who doggy. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. It's a little bit small, probably going to feed it for just a little while longer, but definitely hoping that we'll have a whole new group of gray banded kings that are up to size this coming year to breed, that's for sure. Now this girl is definitely going to get going. This is actually what they call a mosaic California king snake. I just love it. It's like that black and white Cal King, but instead of bands or high white, it goes the other way where there's lots of black and just a little bit of that mosaic pattern on the sides with the white. I mean, absolutely incredible. And it's so exciting to get like new animals ready to go and stuff like that. And here's a project I've been working on that I love to death. We call it the red line albino. So it's just an albino corn or an A-male corn snake, but it's really got tons of like orange, red, dark pigment, and we're hoping that through polygenic, much like we've done with the pink and the salmons and stuff like that, we can get a almost red corn snake that's an albino that's going to be really cool. So I love that. Again, just high contrast, and when we start taking that into other mutations, we can start getting some really cool stuff as well. Another Cal King that is crazy cool. These have been around forever, but we finally raised another big group of them up, and that's the lavender Cal Kings. It's got that purple color. Of course, we produce the lavender snows that are all purple with no patterning on it at all, and that's really cool. But still, a lavender snake when these guys hatch out is insane. I mean, I love them to death. Again, so many cool animals for sure. I mean, take a look at this. This is actually a candy cane Tessera corn snake. Again, I think about that with that red line animal. If I could breed the red line into candy cane, get get that really red and really white, and then you get into like a Tessera or something like this. Whoo, man, I tell you what, there's gonna be some cool snakes that we can start working on, and a bunch of new projects this coming year that I'm super excited to kind of get started and seeing what they actually look like once we start getting these things bred. Regardless, if you enjoyed this video, can you go ahead and smash that video right there? You can also watch an entire playlist right here, roll through some of the content, you know, get on your board day, you know how that is. Over here, you can hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, turn the post notifications on. Have an absolutely wonderful day. You better be kind to someone today, and I promise I'll see you guys tomorrow.